Okay. Sorry for that. Okay, so like Jackie said, oh my gosh, what am I reading? So funny. Like Jackie said, I have been a stylist for 1 year tomorrow, you guys. So my anniversary is tomorrow. I'm excited about that. And it's been a whirlwind, I will say. I was just doing this. I'm speaking at conference, and they asked us to do this bio, right? And it's so awkward to write bios on yourself, first of all. But I went back and I looked at how many times I had been on those top 25 leaderboards, and it was 9 out of 12 months. I was like, what? So, and 3 of those was #1 in recruiting. So I know I'm gonna talk about, and my notes are over here, so if you see me, that's why. I'm gonna talk about parties today, which is where I see a lot of my sales, and my sales, just so you guys can know, have not been less than $2,800 a month. So I'm usually between, my highest was $7,250 in a month, and my lowest was $2,800. So for me, for this whole year, I have not run less than 12 parties in a month, okay? So I am getting a lot of parties. I think maybe 1 month I had 7, but for the most part, I average about 12 a month, which I know some of you are probably freaking out about that, but let me just ask you a question. So there's a lot of you guys, some of you anyway. So raise your hand if you host at least one Facebook party a month, or comment or whatever. Okay, keep it raised if you host at least 2. Okay, 3. Okay, 4. 6. Okay. So nobody, from what I saw, 6, 5, really 4 or 5 was probably the highest that you guys have. So I think that's awesome. There's a couple of things that I have told my team and that I have done through the year that I feel like have helped me. First of all, get parties. I think that's the #1 question that people ask is, how do I book parties, right? So you can do the parties once you get them. It's how do I get them, right? And I shared this with Jackie before, but we on our team do something called a girls' night in, which is just like in your VIP group is a party. With like 1 hour worth of posts. It's just meant for engagement, but there's always a prize involved. And it's typically like, I don't know, however many posts every 5 minutes. And it's like this and that posts, or I don't know, games. Sometimes we do like movie night, and we'll have like different, like post your favorite movie snack or whatever, you know? And then always during that girls' night in our VIP group, we have one post that says, ask me anything about being a stylist. And those posts are always so great because people ask some genuine questions, and then you know who's really interested in this. And then they get extra points, like 10 points, for hosting a party. The trick is, you guys, you have to write down the dates that you have available for your party. If you just say, host a party with me, nobody is going to ever comment below with a date. They want to know what's available. You need to give them small choices. Usually I say, even if I know, like, I have this desktop, oh my gosh, it's a mess, but I have this desktop calendar with like all my parties, and I try and keep all my parties on the same day, like starting on the same day. I'll go into how I run my parties after this. But anyway, so inside of the group, one of the posts is, you know, getting 10 extra points if they host a party, and I give them the dates, and I only give them very small opportunities for the dates, right? So if I have one, I always start them on Wednesdays, and so if I say I have July 17th, 1 spot available, or if I say I have July 24th, 1 spot available. I do those girls' night in parties at 1 or 2 times a month, and I would say 90% of my hosts come from those VIP group parties. The other 10% is from me messaging my best customers. Now, I am the first person to not tell you, and I know Jackie tells you guys this too. I'm not asking you to be spammy in your inbox, okay? I'm not saying go spam all your friends and ask them if they want to host a party with you. No, I'm telling you to identify your best customers who you know are spending lots of money on these nail strips anyway, and ask them if they will host a party for you, okay? And usually the way I do my parties is my VIPs are used to that girls' night in, right? We do that girls' night in once or twice a month. So they're used to that. They have fun with it. They get really engaged. They love that they can win a prize. Like, they're really into it. So the way that I run my parties is I do a girls' night in my party. Either in the very beginning of the party, like day 2, or on day 5. Okay, so all of my people are super used to that. And so all I say is, I know you really love our girls' night in our VIP group. That's exactly how I host a party. It's so much fun. I have these dates, you know, whatever, have these dates. I always tell people when I'm personally messaging them, I give them the dates then too. It doesn't matter if I'm personally messaging, if I'm putting it in my VIP group, I'm always talking about the dates that I have available, okay? So that's how I fill my calendar for the upcoming weeks. I think this month I have 10 right now scheduled, but I'm still doing a girls' night in on next Sunday. So I'll get more probably. But we're going on vacation next week, so I'm like, maybe not, I don't want it more. Anyway, so the first thing that I would say before we even talk about how I format my parties is hostess coaching. I'm going to share my screen in a second and show you guys what I send to my hostesses. I think this is probably the most important thing that you can do with your hosts is do a hostess coaching. Now, either that's in a form of sending them like what I send or in a video. If you love doing videos, that's fine. So sharing my screen, let me find where it looks like. Oh gosh, it's right here. Okay, now I can't see anything. So this is my hostess guide. Okay, I created this just so you guys know on MailChimp, okay? Now, I don't set up, this is just a template that I created and put it into a campaign, and then I just send this campaign out to people. So I'm not like going in there and trying to create a new email every time. I just put this. Now, this is, I know that, I think Jackie's talked to you guys about domains and forwarding domains, but so this one is hostessguide.threefoldchic.com. So it's really easy for me to remember, and I send it to them. So this is what my hostess guide looks like. Has my logo, hostess guide, your nail. I send this a week before their party. Okay. So if I know all of my parties are going to start on Wednesday, all my girls' nights are going to be on Sunday, then I'm sending it to them the Wednesday before, okay? And typically that's when I will go into our virtual office and get the party set up too. I won't send them this hostess guide until I have the party link set up, their group set up. I'll go into that more, but their group set up, and then I'm sending them this. So it says, take a look at the hostess rewards, because a lot of times people don't even know that they get hostess rewards. I think that's one thing that we failed to mention. A lot of the times they don't realize that they can get stuff for free. So I ask them a couple things. Take a look at the hostess rewards offered from Color Street, and then let me know what your party goal is. I recommend aiming for the $300 party because you'll get 4 free nail strips, 3 half-offs, and free shipping. I'll do my best to help you reach your goal. So I'm already asking them to send me a message back, right? Telling me what their goal is, because they're looking at this and they're like, oh, okay, it's easy to see like what their goal could be. And then I say, and this is what I do, you guys, in the beginning, and I will mention this, in the beginning, I went all out for my hosts, right? I would give them like a zip bag with, all my favorite things, the nail files, all the stuff. Now I just give one set. But that's because I have a lot of parties. So if you're in the beginning phases where you're struggling to get people to host parties, you may have to up your game on your hostess gift, okay? And some months I'll do my favorite things, and then I say anybody who hosts a party within that month will be entered to win that. So that sometimes really helps. But if you're brand new or you're not having parties, you may need to up it more than just giving them a free set. But for now, that's what I do. So I say, as my gift to you for hosting a party, I'll send you 1 free set. Please let me know your top 3 choices, and I'll send you one of them. Okay. I made the mistake of tell me what your number one choice was, and then half the time I didn't have it in my stock and I had to order it, and I'm like, so most of the time I have things, but if I have them choose from 3 different ones, they can click this button, and even with MailChimp, it just being a campaign, even now it will still send an email through that link. Okay. So if you guys use MailChimp, then that's a little trick. So now I go into the actual hostess coaching part. I said, what do I do now? Meaning, what do they do now? And I say, Facebook has changed some of their rules for Facebook groups, so we can no longer just add people to groups, or they will be in this weird invited phase. So to combat that, please send the link to the group once I send it to you. Personally inviting works best. And then I tell them what they're going to do today, what they're going to do tomorrow. Now, I tell them this means like 2 days before their party. This means the day before their party. Okay. So I'm sending this to them a week in advance just so they can get a feel for what they're going to be doing. So I say on the day, 2 days before their party, post your nail fee with Color Street nail polish on them and tell Facebook why you love the nails, but don't mention that you're having a party. If you need a pick, let me know. So some hostesses have never even tried this, which blows my mind, but whatever. That's how it is. And I say those who like, love, and comment on your posts are the ones that you're going to personally reach out to and tell them that you are having a party and share the group link. Remember, do not add them to the group, send them the link. And then the day before the party, so if my party's starting on Wednesday, on Tuesday, they would go back and post this wording on your personal Facebook page. I'm hosting a Color Street Facebook party. I would love for you to join. So after they kind of got people interested in what the nails were, the next day they're going to actually say that they're hosting a party, and then they'll do the same thing and personally invite. So then I have some pictures, and then I say it's party time. And this is one thing that I actually just changed, but once we have at least 10 people in the party group, now you guys know that you really should aim for more than 10, but I will not start a party unless there is 10. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste their time. And if they can't get 10 friends, then I'm not going to do the party. So that's one hard rule that I have. Okay. So I say during the party it's important that you stay engaged. Okay. And then I will make a fun post and have the guests post a party gift. So I'll talk about that in a second, but I've changed that. Okay. During the party, it's important that you stay engaged, comment and like on all the party posts, not to be entered in the drawing, but to help encourage. Yeah. Sometimes you have to be really clear with your hosts. Reply to or like all of the comments, all of your guest comments on the post. If you want to go live with me in the group showing how to apply the nails, let me know. This will really help pump up your guests about trying out their accent nails. Once I post about how to be entered in the giveaway, please tag your guests in the comments below. Then I even go into how to follow up. Now, some hosts don't get a little overwhelmed and don't want to do all this, but the ones that have told me that they have their goal of being $300, then they're doing this, okay? And if they don't, then I do to get the sales. This, okay? You guys can take a screenshot if you need to. And then I say, remember, I'll be doing most of the work, but your friends are at the party to support you, so the more interaction from you, the better. I'm looking forward to your Color Street party, blah, blah, blah. And then this will send them an email if they need. So, okay, let me stop the share for a sec. So what I mentioned, so once I send them that hostess guide, what I have been doing recently, because Facebook jail has been, I was in Facebook jail 3 times, okay? So a Facebook jail is so annoying, and so I've tried to really change things up to combat that. So rather than me create a group for my hosts, I have them create the group, and I give them the cover photo, okay? So I create the cover, give it to them, they send out the thing. And what I had mentioned on that hostess guide was, what was I about to say? What I mentioned on the hostess guide was so once they have at least 10 people inside of their group, and if it is at least the day before their party, what I used to do was I would, how when you go into Facebook, I wonder if I could show you. Well, when you go into Facebook, you can see on the right-hand side where the new members are, and it says you have 12 new members, and then you could click it and it'll tag all of them in a post. So because the host has created the group, they're the ones who are going to see that. right? So they're the ones who are going to see that. So they can click that, and now they're getting it excited for their friends. And the very first post before I do anything else, or is what they're going to do, is they tag everybody in that and they say, welcome to my party. Thank you so much for supporting me. Drop your favorite party GIF and we'll get started. Okay? That's all. And then they put like a timed party, whatever, GIF. And then everybody starts posting their GIFs. This is good for you because it creates engagement from the start. Before you even put any posts, nothing is in the group at all, except for the description. Like, welcome to Color Street, super excited you're here. Whatever you guys put inside your description. That's the very first post. Now, I don't know what you guys use. I use a program called Post My Party. I would lose my ever-loving mind if I had to run 10 to 12 parties a month in separate groups without Post My Party. Like, no, it would not work. Now, there are people who can do trainings, and my girl Lindsay, she does Battle of the Hostess every week. She has a billion parties, and so she does Battle of the Hostess for every week. All the girls that are hosting parties when that week, they do it all together. That's another topic for another time. But if you are crazy doing tons of parties, that might be something that you want to try. So that is the first thing I do. Now, Post My Party. Are you guys does anybody use Post My Party? Lainey, or I don't know if that's how you say your name. I'm not going to talk about Battle of the Hostess, but I can share a training that Lindsay did in our team page with Jackie for you guys to have later. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and show you what Post My Party looks like. I have no idea what it is. Okay, I'm about to blow your mind, guys. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go, guys. So, postmyparty.com. It's not free. The first, I think, 15 days are free, and then it's like $10 or something a month. But you can have all of your templates in one place. Tell me this is not the best thing ever. And you can share your templates, friends. So I like all my girls' night in things, all of my these are, you can see like some of these were created like a long time ago. All of the party templates that I used to use. If I want to go in and have different posts, I can just tweak templates. Okay, so this is the latest one that I just finished it today. This is the latest one. I'm just going to pretend like I'm editing. Now, they just added this feature. Oh, I'm pointing at it like you guys can see. No. Content rating. They just added this feature because of Facebook jail. Because all of us were getting in Facebook jail. So now, if I went through here and changed things, but like if the post seems like it could be flaggable with Facebook, it'll make a red check mark here. Or like a red exclamation, I can't remember. So to give you an idea, I'm going to move my little person seeing where you guys are. To give you an idea, this is what happens with Post My Party. So once you have a template created, I'm not going to go into a whole training on Post My Party, but just so you guys can get a feel for it. This is why I can do as many parties as I do, because it's one click. You put in the person's name, you put in the person's shopping link, and then every post is already done for you. So now you put in the person's name. So every time host shows up in the party, it'll put their name in. Every time link shows up in the party, it'll put their shopping link in. Saves your life, guys. It's one click. So this is what my party looks like. So on day one, I have 5 posts. Usually I say try and keep it to about 3 or 4, 5, I guess, is tops posts a day, because I really feel like more than that, people are just going to not look at them. Okay. So I do a welcome. I just added the early bird special back in because I took it out for a lot of months and I felt like I wasn't getting as many orders in the beginning of the party. And so I just recently put that back in. Then I talk about how we all love prizes, that this Sunday night at 8 p.m. Central, we're going to have a girls' night in style thing. So I'm showing them, letting them know. Now, one thing that I do in my parties, which you guys can do or not, is I don't allow anybody to win a nail set unless they've purchased a nail set from their friend. So they're never going to win something from me unless they've purchased, and I make that clear here. Then day 2, I have a video. This is one of my own personal videos. Now, this is just the posts that are going to be sent directly to the party. I do still try and go live the first day of the party and kind of introduce myself, talk about, how, what Color Street's done for me, and show them what a full nail set looks like. Now, if you don't have time to go live every time, just record that video and post it in addition to all of these. So I just do a little bit of engagement posts. I do introducing like little tips. These are tips. Invite your friend and get some bonus points. Pedicure line, summer line. This is summer pop. And then we start going on day 5. Right now, that's where mine is. It's on day 5. And I have another template that does it on day 2, but however you guys want to do it. Then this is when the girls' night in starts. Okay, so that's the morning it's telling you that what you're playing for. And then, I'm saying girls' night in starts in an hour. Hopefully this is helpful and you guys can see what I'm talking about. And then I do this or that post, basically. So this is the majority of the party is on that night 5. Okay, so then I have posts every 5 minutes, as you can see here. Okay, it really is cool if you wanted to adjust the whole template altogether. Like, let's say I said that the party was in Central Time, but I'm in Pacific, and I told them it was going to be at a different time. Then you can adjust it up to 2 hours each way, or really up to a week each way. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, so this is another one that I was telling you guys about. So for one point, ask me anything about what I do as a stylist. Just picture me, easy. And then let me find the one. Okay, so this is like, just for an example, this gives them extra points. Place a buy 3, get 1 free order with your hostess link and earn even more points. So that's one of I always have that in my girls' night, always. And then I have host a party. Okay, so for an extra 5 points, usually the posts are 1 point. So for an extra 5 points, they can tell me what their date is and then comment below. And then I give them extra points for coming to my VIP group. And a lot of people do that because you guys want people from your party to go to your VIP group. And then I say the end, and then the party really just ends after that. Okay, so that's kind of you get the idea. Hopefully you guys already have templates created for yourself. If not, use this kind of guide. Okay, so this formula has worked really well for me. Now let's say one day early bird special works amazing for you, and then in a couple months you're like losing your mind because you're sending 3 accent nails to everybody and their mom, and you want to take it off. Take it off. You don't have to be married to what you're doing in your hosts. In your parties. Like, if it's not working, change it up. Like, I've noticed recently, it's summertime, so sometimes having a girls' night is hard for people to be able to commit to. They can always go back and look at the posts. Are you guys asking questions? I'm not even seeing it. I'll look at it later. Okay. Okay, 3 to 4 times. Don't overwhelm them. Got it. Girls' night. Okay. Touching on how I enroll from parties. So I would say I really don't try and pressure my hosts about becoming stylists from the start. But I will say this. When but right before I signed up as a stylist, so the way that I was introduced to Color Street, I didn't go into this part of my story, but I had done 2 different other network marketing companies before I had considered Color Street. And so by the time I tried Color Street, I was like, nobody's gonna take me seriously. I was all nervous about it. But the way that I signed up, my little sister was hosting a party. I didn't try sample. I purchased a buy 3, get 1 free from her because I wanted to support her. And I was like, well, I tried them on, you guys. I'm like the worst person to talk about these because I didn't even read directions. I didn't watch a video. I didn't do anything. And I'm like, I'm like, oh, I got this. Well, in my head, I was thinking it was going to be like another company's strips, so I was like already writing it off in my head, like how could it possibly be any good? So I didn't read anything. I take everything out. I take the nail strips out. I think it was at the Plaza was the first one I tried, and immediately I cut the whole thing in half. Right, I didn't take the top cover off at all, and I was like, these suck. Like, for real. Like, this is exactly what I thought they would be like. So anyway, side note, make sure that you are posting a video, okay? Posting a video of how to apply these, either going live or posting a video, because don't be like me and have customers that are going to say that they don't like it. So anyway, I was like, well, once I tried it again, because I called my sister and I was like, you're a liar. And she was like, did you take the top off? I'm like, oh, okay. So then I took the top off, and the minute I put them on, I was like, oh, shoot. Like, this is a total game changer. Like, I think I got my nails done before this, like, once a year. Okay. So I said, I think from that moment, because of my, entrepreneurial spirit, from that moment, I was like, I feel like this is something that I can't ignore. And I think I was already contemplating signing up as a stylist, but then I was like nervous about what people would think, right? So I decided that I'm going to bring this all around, I promise. I decided that I was going to host a party with the same person that hosted my little sister's party, because I'm sort of loyal like that, like I was like, she did introduce me. So she never mentioned to me, and she knew that I was thinking of the stylist opportunity, but she never mentioned to me that I could have hosted my first party as a stylist and gotten the host rewards plus the commissions from the same orders. She didn't mention it at all. Okay, my first party within like 2 days had like $600 in it, in orders. And she still hadn't mentioned it to me, you guys. So then I signed up with her. And I told you I'm loyal. So I signed up with her, and then I find out that there's host rewards that I could have been getting for myself. And I said, how come you never told me? And she was like, well, I didn't want to pressure you into trying to be a stylist. I was like, well, it would have been nice to just have all the information. And so that kind of like made me think of, like, when I was hosting parties, I want people to know that they could earn their host rewards and have commissions if I know that they're thinking of the stylist opportunity. I do take that as a case-by-case situation. Okay, I'm not going to talk to every single host before. Oh, sorry, we have 6 minutes left. I'll try and wrap it up. We should have used mine. I have it, the paid one. Anyway, sorry. I take that as like a case-by-case situation. I think if you have a host that you know is going to rock it, then you should mention that. And if within their first day they have $150 in sales, don't be afraid to be like, let's flip your party. Let's flip your party that you have right now into your launch party. And and usually what I do, like if they have $150 in orders, they're going to lose that, right? If they're going to sign up. So what I usually do is I just give them a few extra sets that they would have gotten if they got the host rewards. Okay. So I have done that a little. I do that every once in a while, but for the most part, after the party's done, I will talk to every single host and say, thank you so much for hosting with me. I hope you had a great time. I just wanted to let you know, like, everything that you did inside that party, because you guys, the hostess coaching already told them all the things to do, tagging their friends, doing a video with me, like all these things that they would have already done as a stylist. So that's when I'm saying, you basically already did what I do as a stylist. Have you ever considered the opportunity? And then I shoot them in my considering group, where we have a nail boss workshop every month, and then they're in it. So anyway, don't be scared. I guess I have more to talk about, but I'll just wrap it up. I guess my major thing would be, don't be scared to reach out to hosts that have rocked it and just tell them that you think they should sign up. Because I did that a couple of times. I had girls that were buying like $100 to $200 worth of nails in a month. And sometimes you just have to be brave and be like, look, you should just sign up. Like, you're spending so much money. Like, it would be so much greater if you just sign up. Now, don't be weird about it. Be you. Give them who you are. That is something I would say to someone in real life. So anyway, let me look through, make sure that in your parties, post, I'm sure you do this, but post a thank you for each person that orders. What I do recently is I take a screenshot of the order with the little nail things right in the back office, and then crop it to a square. Have a thank you post with that, because I don't have time to find 4 different pictures of all the nails that they got every single time. So that's one thing I learned on the Cruz, and it really helps. And then if you're really, really needing more sales, personally message every person that was invited to the party and say, hey, the party's closing. I'm not sure. You guys, people don't see the posts sometimes in Facebook. So they want to be in the party group because they were personally invited there. Sometimes they just don't see it. So like sometimes I try and have my hosts do that. Or I'll go back through if I have time. Okay. Sorry, guys. We have 2 minutes. Sorry. If you guys have questions, I was sort of all over the place, but if you guys have questions, you guys can ask Jackie or message me, whatever.
Well, it was perfect. I think that was great, Julie. Thank you so much. And I know, I'm sorry, I'm still like on the cheap end over here with like,
oh no,
Zoom. Maybe one day I'll upgrade, but gosh, that was such good information and like perfect for what we're doing in our training. So I really appreciate it. And if that is anything like your speech for conference, it's going to be unbelievable. It's going to be so good. Cannot wait to hear the full thing. Well, thanks for spending the night with us, and I really appreciate it. Ladies, if y'all have any questions, let me know, and I can ask Julie, and just thanks for hopping on, you guys. I hope y'all have an awesome night, and we'll chat later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Julie.